Alright, she took notes.
Alright. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another episode of the Strobing Butt Plug. I'm your host this week, Ron. These are my lovely co-hosts, the amazing Missy, the beautiful Ariana, and of course, we could never forget the buddy. We're here to drink beer and talk shit. How the fuck we doing, ladies?
Doing good.
Okay.
Ariana's excited.
Ariana's very excited.
Okay.
So this is episode 40. All of our 10th kind of episodes so far, we have gone out and did recordings at places. This time, we're mixing it up a little bit. After we record this one, we're going to go out to a local comedy club. Could be terrible, could be awesome. We will find out.
It's just a bar, it's not a comedy club.
Okay, we're going to go to a bar and watch stand-up comedy.
That's right.
One of the dudes is black, so I feel like it'll at least be decent. Because, you know, comedy is better through oppression.
Is that racist?
No, because he doesn't hate the guy.
Okay.
So...
And I was going to say something about that. And we could talk about it next week. If it was a good time or if they had any cool craft beers there.
I figure,
And if
I
it
think
sucked.
they do, but I'm not sure. I've never been there.
you know, we'll get like, take the GoPro, maybe grab a little B-roll, and be like, here's where we went. And then we'll talk about it on the next week. So, I'm going to go ahead and bust out our first one. No, I'm going to make this our second one.
Okay.
Because I really like the can.
Don't we usually just show all of the cans at once?
Do we?
We typically do because we do the one and then two, but it's okay. Just do it like this. It's
Yeah.
cool.
Okay, so, the first one I've got is RS Brewing.
I love RS Brewing.
Technical signature.
Right. And he did an IPA.
Did an IPA.
I'm feeling he's going the
It's
IPA route.
8% IPA this round.
We're going to be sitting here forever, 2 hours drinking. Like,
Here's our porno shot.
This beer tastes like pennies.
I mean, maybe. So a few weeks back when I was looking my last time, I saw a full 6-pack of this. Didn't want to try it. I found a single. I'm like, okay, I will try a single of this.
Could you just lay down? Just lay down.
That's not a bad idea. I don't know.
I didn't want a full 6-pack for like $25.
No shit. I don't blame you.
So,
Ron pours with the most head ever.
yeah.
And he's got a
Go
very
figure,
shaky
Ron
hand
gets
today. Ron's got the shakiest hand today too.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Ron always has shaky hands because he's got blood pressure problems.
Well,
Is
you
that
know,
the- should
you
not just
always.
know?
I feel like that's a sugar issue, but it's like I get shaky when I get low sugar.
Like, so the doc that did all the blood pressure, all the blood checky stuff, I actually met with him on Monday, and yeah, my blood sugar, my A1C, all that shit is like fucking point on perfect.
Where is my head, Ron? Where is my head?
Where's my head? Give me more head. What did you do? Oh,
Whip
it
your
looked
dick
like
out.
there was floaters in there that got poured into Ariana's glass.
Are you trying to drug me?
I think so.
Yes, I'm going to drug you.
So anyway,
Would you lay down, bud?
I'm going to drug
Yeah.
both.
it smells like a grapefruit.
Ooh.
I almost sneezed into it, but it smells good.
It doesn't smell bad, man.
It's Arshea Brewing. Everything else they've had has been good.
Yeah, I usually they have like more desserts.
Ooh, this is really smooth. I like it.
That is shockingly smooth.
Right.
This is a good IPA.
Like, I've found that there are very few IPAs that are actually really good, and it's going to be a really good brand. But
it has like a fruitiness to it too.
Yeah.
I love RS Brewing.
Ooh.
It's my favorite.
me too. I think it's one of my favorites. This tastes kind of like that 5 Alive juice.
They're out of Akron, Ohio. I did not realize they were that relatively speaking close.
I knew that. You know how I knew that? Because I just listed all of our beers not too long ago.
Oh, yeah.
I have a whole ass list in my phone.
Yeah.
So, okay, this week. Okay, so this guy that I work with, which he's pretty funny, man. He's like kind of pervy and like he's pretty funny. I'll say like crazy shit. But he goes, it's like somebody walked by and he goes, man, she looks like she could flip me over and spit in my asshole. And I was like, I just looked at him like, what the fuck? I was like, I kind of like to see what your brain is like for a day.
Right.
Because of some of the shit that comes out of your mouth.
Just try it on like a shoe to see what his internal monologue is.
Yeah, and then I was like, I told him about that porno we watched with the cereal and the
The Fruit
asshole, the
Loops.
Fruit Loops and ass. I told him about that porno, and I was wondering, like, who comes up with that kind of stuff? And I'm like, you do. You're the type of person that comes up with that type of stuff. And then I was telling, like, he kept going, after I told him about that, like, him and another person kept going, man, I could really go for a bowl of cereal right now. And there was, like, a dude standing there watching me work. And, they've said it, like, multiple times, and this dude's like, so what's the story with the cereal? And I've never talked to this guy except for, like, in passing, like, saying hi in passing.
So, like, your first introduction to him is...
This is, like, becoming a normal thing for me to have these weird, awkward conversations with
First
people.
encounter, that's how I am.
So I'm telling him the story about the cereal. And then I was like, well, I don't know you. And I don't know why, but I tend to have these awkward conversations with people. I was like, there's this other guy that I had, like, my friend put dildos on my sidewalk, and I was telling him that story. And I was like, showing this guy pictures, and that was, like, the only conversation I had with this guy for the longest time. And, like, it was the first conversation and only conversation that I'd ever had with him.
Do you think it chased him off?
No, because he talked, like, he was, like, acting, he was really cool with me after that. But then, like, I was telling this dude that, and he was like, so does the person that put the dildos on your sidewalk work here? I was like, yeah. And then he guessed who it was. I was like, yes! I was like, that is awesome! And I gotta tell her that story now.
Oh, that was great.
I was like, so did you hear this story already? He's like, no, it just sounds like something she would do. I was like,
that when people look at you, they think about dildos. They think you just buy gobs and gobs of dildos. They just think you are the dildo master.
You know, here's the thing. You never want to not be without, you know what I'm saying? You never want to be...
My emergency dildos.
Yeah, you never want to be somewhere where...
Carry a bag of dildos everywhere you go.
Yeah. You just got a suitcase you keep them in.
I mean, look, if there's an emergency dildo situation, you don't want to be without one. So obviously,
I'm gonna go on flights. Like if I had an endless supply of money and didn't have to work for a living, and
you just get like a briefcase, like the old school businessman briefcase.
Yeah,
with a 12-inch black dong in it sideways, let it go through the X-ray.
Oh, I would put like fucking like as many of them that would fit in there, and I would walk through, and then I would just shove it through, and I would every time I would fucking do it, and I would make sure that some of them are the like battery operated, have the electronics in them and shit. So they, ding, they fucking...
They have to open it up and look at them?
That's right. And they, like, touching them all and fucking holding them up and making sure they don't come apart and have a knife inside.
I have a thought. Keep going, though.
and I would just do that. Like, and if anybody asks, I'm like, it's my emergency dildos. You never know when you're going to need them. Like, that's the only thing I would say. I'd say everywhere. Total straight face and be like, you don't know how often these come in handy, and about only 2% of the time it's actually for sex.
the other like 98%, just fucking myself in all the holes at once.
No, just random things. You never know. Somebody might need a dildo. Like the last time I let somebody else use that, and I would just create a random excuse, like the table at the fucking restaurant was uneven, so we put it under the table to keep it.
This one squeaks, and it was like a dog squeaky toy. Made my boyfriend's dog super happy when I threw the dildo at him, and he just chewed on it all day long.
And I would just
keep
make
chomping on
random shit.
The dog just sit there and chomp on the balls. You want to see a picture of it chomping on the balls?
I would definitely do random shit like that.
So like the wearable like things that have the remotes?
Yes.
So do you think
like the fucking butt plugs he got?
Yeah. So do you think if you like wore one of those, because you obviously have
security?
I mean, I'm assuming it would have metal in it, right?
It would be
like the circuitry in the motor.
Yeah.
I would think so, and like I'm wondering if it would be detected, and then like
with the way those things are now, oh yeah, because like you could step in those ones that like do the pass scan around, and you could see like every single thing inside you,
So.
Fucking body cavity search.
I'm just kind of wondering. I'm sure there's probably like body cavity search thing, but
so she is kind of
wondering.
So Missy, she is to the point of single where she's now. You know what? I should go for a total body cavity search. I don't need to fly anywhere. I just want to go through security.
I wonder how they do those though, because there was this guy that I was watching. This guy, it was actually really fucking cool. I don't know how he became like a drug mule. But what they do, this guy, they're just little bits of coke that they put in a balloon, like maybe like a water balloon, and then wrap it up real tight with saran wrap. And they swallow it. And they swallow like fucking pounds of this shit. And so he was swallowing little pieces, and he had gone back and forth a couple times, and then there was the one time where he just couldn't get down anymore. He's like, I fucking tried, I couldn't get down anymore, so he made a false whatever in something, you know, to try to carry him, and he got caught with that little bit. And then I don't know if they fucking do x-rays and how they detect it and what they go about doing it, but he got like busted with pretty much all of it because he had no choice and he had a little bit, but it's really fucked up. I couldn't imagine swallowing.
You just stick it inside of a condom, shove it up your ass.
I didn't even shove it up his ass. I guess like for personal use, I would be more than likely would rather shove it up my ass versus swallowing a bunch and then having to vomit it out.
Or shit it out.
And shit it out too. But who fucking deals with that? Like
the fucking Mexican drug lords, the fucking Zula, you see.
But like, is it the person who's carting it? Like that they have to rinse and wash like everything that they.
Well, I would imagine it's like anything, you know. I'm going to give you the complete package of being a drug mule, so I'm going to package and take care of this, and I guarantee it won't be caught. You give me the kilo or two of this shit.
I'll be like, I'm just gonna fucking diarrhea it all out at your place, and here it's in a box. Here you go. Bye.
Maybe they have like trafficked people that they have do that.
Make it probably.
Yeah.
Here, you're fucking stuck here. We trafficked you. Your ass is rinsing off the shit. Probably.
Well, I'm still going to go with the assumption of, the least amount of people involved with it for the best. In terms of, like, for the actual smuggling, the least amount of people is the best because, weakest, least amount of people, shorter chain, less people to ratchet out.
Right, but if people are held captive and trafficked, it's a big fucking ring. I bet there's like a lot going on to it that you just wouldn't. It's not just it's not like a weed drug deal. Like it's very highly like.
Plus, with like technology these days, are drug mules better or is it just flying over the border with a fucking drone? You know what I'm saying? What's better these days? Because drug mules can get caught. Yeah, you can do all sorts of shit with them, but. A cheap shit drone that can carry a little bit of coke can't be that much compared to the price of the coke.
I don't know.
I mean, we're not talking like U.S. military Predator drones flying that shit over. We're talking like, $300-400 drone you can get at Best Buy, fly that, just under the 400-foot limit for drones. And then, you get they got like a mile range and shit. You drop the shit over the border, you fly it back, it's high enough up, nobody's going to see it visually.
I don't know. That's because I feel unless you have an army of drones and people continuously, because people, I feel like they're probably pushing more than like 1 to 2 pounds at a time, and they're probably if they have 50 people out there swallowing like 3 pounds of this shit and going over the border with it, that's 150 pounds of coke. I don't know, that's like small amounts of grams and done into lines and shit, but...
I mean, people versus technology, which is going to be better for your drug trade?
I don't know.
And how much do you want shoved up your ass? Because I've got a job for you.
Well, you know what? I will... If you really wanted to, I would do anything and everything to give myself some really nasty diarrhea. I'd be like, yeah, you can go ahead and
I'm not snorting it. I don't care what you do to the shit.
Well, no, I was just going to say you can go ahead and start shoving the stuff up there because it won't last very long until I fucking fire hydrant your face down to your body with diarrhea. And
so what you're saying is you're going to go do something to give yourself diarrhea and I can stick all the stuff up your ass I want? I don't have drugs per se, and I don't really want to fuck you in the ass, but this sounds like an interesting and dangerous proposition.
I feel like
just from an embarrassment standpoint, because if I know you're purposely doing this just to shit on me, I'm gonna wear like a raincoat or something.
I I'd be like, no. You
A
have
raincoat and a face shield, baby?
Minimal.
They got COVID face shields everywhere since that shit's getting better.
Right.
COVID face shield, raincoat. All right, Missy, bend over. This emergency dildo collection, putting it to use.
It's hilarious. Not gonna lie though, that beer, if I would have bought a 6-pack or a 4-pack or however much to bring one here, I wouldn't have been disappointed with my choice. I would have.
It's IPA, like I said. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to pick those out.
Right. Yeah.
Like we've had a couple of good IPAs, but
That's the best IPA I've
Well,
ever had.
once it had a few minutes to sit there and kind of settle down, it was some hazy shit too.
It's a really good one.
All right,
I
this is
enjoyed it.
so this one I really liked. You know, that basically the freaking. It's an imperial stout, and the number one thing I'll say about this imperial stout. Hey, you guys.
Hey, you guys.
That is amazing.
Bailey Roof. Let's see. It is peanut
Baby,
baby,
not Bailey.
baby roof. And
Baby.
baby roof.
I like it.
It's an imperial stout with peanuts, chocolate, and salted caramel. And
Baby. I love it.
And anyone that's seen the Goonies knows this one.
That's right. If you haven't seen the Goonies, you're either really fucking young or you are just un-American. And if you are un-American, it's okay. But if you're white and Caucasian and from America and you grew up here and you didn't watch it, fucking leave. Get out. We don't want you.
This was canned at Dank House Brewing Co. in Newark, Ohio.
Awesome.
I like that. Dank House.
Dank
I do
House.
too.
11%, by the way.
Shit, yeah, you are getting us super trashed.
So we were like looking at memes at work today,
Really? That
Yeah.
never happens.
This is an Ariana episode.
and
Oh,
one
that is
guy
funny.
shared a meme that said something like, it was like a picture of like some fucked up looking little baby that said, "When you find your favorite cum sock after." Yep.
Don't understand.
So yeah, like when you find your favorite cum sock, and it got me thinking, like, do guys have favorite cum socks? Like, do you actually have a favorite cum sock? And it's like, well, this one just won't do.
Right,
Like it does it at a pinch, but it's not my favorite.
oh,
one.
where's the green one? The green one! No! Oh, shit, damn it!
And like, what would be the reasoning for having a favorite cum sock? I mean, maybe besides like the feel of it or something.
Like, I don't really have a cum sock. You know what I'm saying?
But when you did.
I'm like a fucking grown ass man and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, sometimes a grown ass man probably have them.
But like, I could see from like the standpoint of like a mental thing, like, oh god, this one's sticky. Oh god, I don't want mom to find out because
that's delicious.
I've jizzed in
It
this.
smells fucking delicious.
Fucking amazing.
But
Good job, Ron.
yeah, I'm thinking, the reason for a favorite cum sock is like that. Well, I've got to keep this one because I don't want anybody to catch it. Now it's got so much fucking cum in it that there's
You
no
don't
way
wash
that.
it?
Well, that's what I'm saying though. Kid.
Gross.
You don't
I
want
would
someone...
think you would like wash it, at least like rinse it out between uses. I don't know.
Oh god. Just put it right back in the book where you store it, like you pull it out like tap tap tap. Yep.
But how you like
You work
So-
it like Play-Doh, like clay, like you have to
Crack,
like
crack. Kind of snaps apart.
You just kind of like get your little powder pile, and you just use your little dust buster, like good as new, and then you use your sock again.
So, so the kid.
Or you just keep it lotioned up. It's cool because lotion, if you just continuously lotion that sock on a regular basis that you're using it, it's going to be lotioned like your skin. It's going to stay like mostly smooth, so it'll be
This sounds
alright.
like
well,
a
I mean,
fucking-
that makes sense because they're
Missy,
not
that sounds
chafing
like,
as much.
that seems like a
They're white.
biohazard from hell. The cum sock in like 9 months is just gonna be like, hi dad.
It's gonna
Half sock, half baby.
That's so funny.
You're talking all cum socks and shit though. The kid had some like
God damn!
That was a weird segue.
the kid had this fucking art project for
That's even worse!
for like this one of the classes she's in, and basically they tell her to take a piece of cloth and like paint something or other on it with puffy paint for whatever the fuck this class was.
I don't see the cum sock reference here yet.
I do.
She brought it
It's
home.
This fabric.
She brought it home and this thing was covered with like tons of puffy paint. I picked it up and she's like, yep. She's like, what? Just, yep. It's like a cum sock, isn't it, Dad? Shut up! Fucking teenagers. The better part was when her buddy Miles was over. It was like, hey, Miles, pick that up. Why? I don't like how that feels. Does that feel familiar to you? He just gave me a dirty look and walked away.
I feel like I would have ruined this art project by cutting it like in the shape of a sock and then only putting white puffy paint on it.
I feel like you're seriously traumatizing this kid because you have all kinds of Miles stories.
I
It's
am.
always like traumatic sounding.
It's fun. Miles comes over and hangs out with my daughter all the time.
Yeah, he keeps coming back for more.
Right,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
true.
And, there'll be a lot of times I come over and that kid's not there. And rather than being the asshole dad who'd be like, what's your intentions with my daughter? I'm going to kick your ass. Instead, it's,
I love you.
sit down next to Miles. Hi, Miles. Just like this. Hi. There's been a few times I've been like, hi, Miles. And he just gets really creeped out. One time I just went up to him like, Miles, I love you. And I just...
This week on the Strobing Butt Plug, Ron will not be here this evening.
And that's how I got arrested. But like the trauma and terror in his face of giving him a fatherly hug was the best.
That's great. I feel like, in a way, the traumatizing is slightly good for him because it's like if that's the most fatherly type figure that he has, he will at least have some sort of bonding, and they'll just be like, you know what? That guy treated me good, even though he was really fucking weird.
And that kid's definitely gonna have like a dark sense of humor and some character when he grows up because of Ron.
That's right.
His biological father is dead, so it's like, hi, Miles. And it's like, do you need a daddy? And he's like, nope, and runs away.
Need a daddy. Oh my god. That is like.
But someday that kid's gonna come back and be like, how much you paying or something. Ron be like, this is now awkward.
Not what I meant, Miles. Not what I meant.
Go. Yeah, I have to return a video.
Gotta return a video, run it off Netflix.
Stuff is really thick. It is.
It is.
It's not, I think that one that, I feel like I brought it.
It was like the golf themed one?
Yes, and it was super, like that was the thickest. This is probably like the second thickest.
Like the thing that I keep getting out of it is I can taste the fucking peanuts.
Yeah,
I've had peanut butter.
It smells very peanutty, but not peanut butter. It's got
I've
the
had
right...
peanut butter and other, I've had peanut butter beer, but this tastes like, I've got a handful of peanuts or just that kind of taste.
I smell the peanuts and taste the nougat.
Baby boo.
Creeps McPeeps is the artwork.
Creeps McPeeps.
I like it.
I like everything about it.
I was thinking between that and the actual mystery beer for the mystery, but the can art on the mystery beer won out.
I like that. Creeps McPeeps. Pretty cool. I don't know what I taste in this. Like, I feel like I taste bourbon in it, but it doesn't have...
Right, it almost does taste like it would be like a bourbon barrel or something. It's an imperial stout. It's because it's so high alcohol content.
It's got like that unsalted peanuts is the flavor that I've got.
I taste the caramel in it more than... I don't really taste the peanuts too much. I taste the caramel.
I smell the peanuts, and I taste it.
I smell the
peanutty.
peanuts.
I taste it.
Taste
Caramely,
the
Wow.
peanutty. Ooh. I taste a caramel peanutty thing.
Before I get...
It tastes a little bit of chocolate too. It's like in the back of my throat. I taste
Before I forget, the one thing that I was going to actually mention, he doesn't watch this, but my buddy Zach had his baby, and
Congrats,
Mr. Zach, for having a
Good job,
baby.
buddy Zach.
His wife was in the hospital for something like 20 fucking hours.
Oh wow, in labor.
Yeah.
Damn.
Jesus.
He was like, I remember him sending me a message. Yeah, the nurse thinks it'll be around 10. Cool. And fucking 3 or 4 in the morning, I got a message. She's born. I'm going, holy fuck, dude.
That's funny. I feel like when Jacob was born, it was not. I was probably in the hospital 12 hours before I had him, and then with Logan, it was super fucking quick because I was supposed to be induced, and I went to the hospital that night, and the fucking bitch nurse was like, "You're only this far along. You're blah blah blah," and they tried to make me leave, and then I I told her no. I was like, no. I said it's gonna come quick. I could just tell. And then she checked me again. She was like very violent when she was checking how dilated I was too. It fucking hurts. Like because they had like a chick, a fucking young ass girl in there, like that was giving birth and whatever, and she was just acting stupid. I could hear her beyond the curtain.
So the chick was like taking it out on you?
Fuck yeah, she was, because she was like, when she checked me, it hurt so bad, I like put my hand like that to stop her, and then she told another nurse I fucking clawed her and shit. Didn't fucking claw her. I was pushing her hand out of my fucking vagina. It hurt.
Well, like the only other thing I'll say on this, Zach forgot one thing about having babies and staying in hospitals for like 20 plus hours.
It's not fun.
No, he got the bill already.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Bill.
He got the bill already because he was sitting there trash talking the freaking health system on Facebook the other day. I'm like, everything okay?
Yeah, I remember.
And he was like, blah, 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 bill, bitch, bitch, bitch. I'm like,
yeah,
you'll have that.
With Logan, I had two insurances, so it wasn't bad. I don't know if I think I had two insurances with Jake too. Because I was working a job and I was like, basically I never got rid of my insurance. Actually, the place that I worked with Logan, I took the insurance because it was free. That was like the best insurance offer I ever got anywhere. It was free, and if you provided proof that you had insurance, they gave you money because you weren't taking it. But I decided to take it because I got that job when I was pregnant. But no, anyway, so I was not in labor very long with Logan at all. But no.
So my mom continuously reminds me throughout my life that she was in labor with me for 33 hours.
I couldn't imagine that.
And this is why like I'm traumatized.
The only other thing I could state about that is when my daughter was born, she came out face up, spines matching with the X there. And the X, being the dipshit that she is, didn't get to the hospital soon enough to get a freaking epidural. So she did it with just basically all local shit.
Right.
And I just know that when my daughter was born, it was one of the biggest pains my ex ever had.
It's alright.
And I still to this day kind of wonder if that's why, 6 months, 9 months later, she went and got fixed and never had another kid.
That's funny.
Which is good for me because then they pay child for one.
Right.
I can't believe you didn't do this as the Mysterious Furious, because I feel like the next one's not going to taste as good.
I feel like, though, the majority of our Mysterious Furiouses, we've, would do shit like that. So it would be cool, had we not known anything about the Mysterious Furious.
I got too excited.
What is happening? Did you just rinse with the dirty water?
I don't know.
That's the dirty water.
It's the one Missy rinsed with.
Did I rinse with that?
Yes.
I don't remember picking that
nasty.
one up. Damn it! Let's fix this situation.
I will be back. I will rinse your
You can just
say that's not, even though it has cat hair in it, it's really not dirty.
Just get a new cup.
Did we all fucking do that? Who knows?
I didn't rinse with it. I just that. At least I don't think the first time. Hopefully not.
Let's fix this situation.
Dude.
Just get new glasses.
It's shirt stuff. In the sink.
And I don't need to put anything else in those because we don't need to rinse this for the well, you need to rinse yours.
I'll just rinse it in the sink like a civilized person.
So, this is now the Ron and Buddy show. He agrees.
Okay, you're done.
He says, meow. Hello, old man.
Yes.
You're a good old man. Ooh, you're warm.
That would be hilarious.
It's a nice little warm man here. Sitting here on my lap being an old cat. You gotta realize now that I do a good job petting and won't always come to me.
Nice. And then you'll stop sitting on my lap.
You.
No.
He likes to be right up in. He's good when we do this, but if I'm sitting here with him by myself, he's wanting to be right up in my face, and I'm like, get off of me.
That's funny.
So we ready for the mysterious?
I don't know, maybe.
Sure thing. So anyway, the only funny thing I really had to say today was, so Logan was telling me about their map testing.
That is going to be interesting.
Their map testing that they were doing, and he was like, well, I did this and I did science, and I got this score, and I'm like, how do you know? How do you know the same day? He's like, what do you mean? He's like, we just take the tests, and there it is. It tells you. I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. You guys do it on computer. And I was like, We did them on the Scantron test, and he looked at me like I was stupid. And I was like, because back in my day, we filled in bubbles on paper, and he laughs at me every time I say because I refrain from doing that unless I want him to do it, because one time I was like, yeah, that's like me and my friends did back in the day, and he was like, back in my day. And so, like, every time he makes fun of me.
Who knew we would be an age where we said back in my day?
Right, it's always the old back in the day thing, but I never say back in my day, but he makes fun of me and says back in my day. And then he was like, he'll say something like, back in the 1930s when we had to make our paper ourselves. It's like, you son of a bitch. He's so fucking funny.
Oh, God,
So there.
I'm scared. This looks like dehydrated pee.
It does.
It does.
It smells kind of good.
It does have a flavor that goes on top of it. I saw it before I saw
Ooh,
I
like it.
before I saw the IPA part.
Is this the one that I liked that I had? Because I saw the top
That's
of the
not
thing.
bad for. I know what it is. I mean,
What
Right.
is it?
Well, she knows it's
the
IPA.
quadruple IPA.
Right. 'Cause he
Well,
told us.
what's the other flavor? Because there is a whole other flavor. Because I got that because I saw the flavor before the IPA.
I don't know. It's kind of weird.
It's got like a citrusy taste.
I feel it's citrusy, but hold on. I don't know. Pineapple?
Lime? No. I don't know.
Give up.
Something citrusy.
You are close.
Was it lime? Was it lemon?
Orange creamsicle.
Ooh,
There you go. I was
Look at
tasting
that fucking
orange
can.
too.
That is
but
a cool can.
Ain't
it
it?
is. I've not had that one. I think I had this brand though, and this brand was a triple IPA that I liked, and it had a cat on there, and it was something else.
It's called Space Age Sunshine by
the Flying Monkey. 11.6%.
It's got this fucking like rainbow rabbit with laser eyes and space and shit.
It's got a diamond in its third eye.
Like I said, that can alone.
Ooh, this is from Canada.
Company might be the one that we've had the most beers from.
Thanks. Oh wow, that's crazy.
Did you bump that out?
No, Sonder.
She definitely moved it.
I don't know.
Because it definitely got moved when you did that. I saw it.
Yep. There we go. Just a little bit more.
So you said they're out of Canada? I didn't even look where they were from.
It says 107 Dunlop Street, Barrie, Ontario, Canada. Earth, Milky Way, the universe, infinity. That's awesome.
Do the porn shot since you got it. So that can is the fucking shit.
Ooh-wee. Yay.
We're all checking out Missy's butt.
Hell
Let's pinch your butt.
Yeah. Extra strong beer with natural flavors. I bet it's better because it's Canada and they have different stuff for everything. I want to check out that Flying Monkey Brewery. Well, I mean, I would go there, but I want to check out their...
Flying dog.
Did you get us a freaking Untapped or something?
Huh?
Did you get an Untapped or you just what?
No, she's making lists.
No, I just put it on like Google Keep or something.
Oh, like Docs or some shit?
We should do an Untapped. We could put.
We'll start the Untapped, do everything
Yes,
in
I
rank, and
think
we'll
that's
play.
the one that I
I
did.
tried to like look at our episodes where we went somewhere and like write down all the ones that we drank there too. But
So
not all of them. I knew what we had.
So I had the Sparkle Puff Triple IPA from Flying Monkey. That's what I had. And that's what the can looks like. That's why when I saw
Let me
the
see.
top of the can, I had it right here.
Ooh, that's cool.
No, I like their fucking artwork.
And so like when I saw you kind of pull it out and I saw the quadruple IPA, I immediately recognized that. And I was like, that looks familiar, because I was thinking that maybe this is what I had, but I'm like, it wasn't a quadruple, and it doesn't taste like it. Like this one is, let me just see what that one is. Sparkle Puff, Triple IPA. But it's like really fucking good. It was like one of the, Special Editions Fresh Peach Puree. The Sparkle Puff launches with a payload of smashed summer peaches. Cushions of fierce, malty fluff. And I bought it because of the can, and then I saw it was an IPA, and I was like, no. And I was like, I'm buying it anyway.
I'm pretty glad actually I picked that one to be the mystery and not just the big stouty one, because we always do stouty ones, you know?
Yes.
It's kind of been like extra warm lately, and I've been kind of feeling more summery, pulling the motorcycle out and shit like that.
Makes sense.
Fat ass alert or update.
Fat ass alert.
For fat ass update, I went to the doctor this like Monday, and we had a nice chat, and he likes how all my shit's going, and I'm doing a good, and to keep doing a good, and he doesn't want to see my ass again for 6 months.
That's good.
But to keep taking the old fat man blood pressure pills.
I like the fat ass alert. Because like fat ass alert, I'm getting fatter.
No, actually, fat ass alert, I'm getting less fat. I've dropped 5 pounds in a month.
That's what it was. Fat ass update.
Yes. And my plan is to keep going to the gym and keep trying to drop like 5 pounds a month.
Sweet.
And then by this fall, I'll be like, you know.
I feel like you should probably be dropping more than 5 pounds a month. By the end, like when you start getting more into your working out and doing better things, it probably would just come naturally.
Well, like all last week, I didn't do fucking shit because I felt like sick and crap and all that, so. But.
I just started doing intermittent fasting, but I eat better, but I won't not eat something because I'm like, I don't eat those anymore. I'm like, fuck it, yeah, I'll eat that. When
I was at the gym last night, there was this like really skinny, like fucking buff ass kid, and I'm like, he was sitting there like flexing in front of the mirror, being all like, I was like, yo dude, what? You're all like skinny and young and shit. What's your diet like? Just chicken and rice. That's all that dude eats. Chicken, rice, and broccoli, and that's it.
I could never do that because I would just get sick of only eating that.
Chicken, rice, basically chicken, rice, broccoli, or fish rice broccoli was all he eats.
I worked with a dude that was like that. He was super fucking buff. And his goal is to sometime in his life, like, create supplements and do, like, he does do, like, workout plans and meal plans for people. Like, that's something that he was starting to do. And he wants to get a clothing line. I'm like, why don't you just fucking start on that now? No, I want to wait until, like, I don't know what he was waiting on. I'm like, he's, like, super buff. Like, there was no reason for him to wait. And I think, like, he wanted to wait till it was the perfect time to start building. I'm like, just start doing it now. Like, once you get the ball rolling, it fucking moves. Like, you just work on it. That's your growth, dude.
Well, like, for goals and shit, my fat ass has set a goal of running 3 miles in 30 minutes.
Hell yeah.
That's
6
not bad.
miles an hour. That's not bad.
It takes me like 25 to do 2 or almost 2.
That's what I'm doing about now. So the other day at the gym, I hit like 2.10 on the treadmill. I'm gonna be trying to shoot for 2.25 by the end of the week. And like the big trick, the thing that's like limiting my speed is I keep checking my pulse. Because when I talked to the doc, he told me about like the healthy pulse rate and all this bullshit. So I'm trying to keep it like 170 to 180 max.
I think unless you're having issues with your heart being an elevated rate, you would have trouble getting it above that.
Well, like I figured out that when I'm running, because I've been paying attention, like if I get much above 180, I start getting winded.
Yeah.
If I stay below 180, I'm not really getting winded, and I can keep going at speed. Does that make sense?
Right.
So, yay!
I wouldn't be checking. You have to really be pushing yourself, and it would probably hurt. Like you would be like, something feels wrong. I wouldn't be going above that 180 mark.
It's like the runner's high, kind of borderline runner's high, kicking in shit. And it's like, still not quite confident to go like full dick out on this stuff yet, you know.
I don't check my pulse. I'm just I started doing the it's a 5K runner app.
Don't you usually wear a watch though? Does that like?
I always forget to turn the exercise portion of that on. Like, it gets you if your heart rate is elevated, and I can check the heart rate and stuff on it. I typically do wear it. Sometimes I remember to set my, because it doesn't quite read a weight workout because I'm not doing it fast, but it can tell when I am doing a cardio workout.
I say this thing will pick up if I'm doing like a cardio workout or if I'm walking too much. walking fast enough that I decided to work
Right.
out. But if it's like a weightlifting thing, I have to manually start that
I
shit.
have to do that too. But no, like my couch to 5K, well, it's not really couch to 5K. There was a different app for that, but it's a 5K runner app. I was like,
How many miles is 5K?
Like
2.3,
3.1.
something like that, yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
So
I forget.
doing that, it's like a 30-minute thing where you walk for 5 minutes to warm up, and then it'll have you do intervals of running and walking. And the thing was like, because I would do it, but then it would like I would kind of gas out close to the end, and I would like stutter down.
3.1.
And when I was doing
3.1?
it before,
All right, then that's going to be my long-term goals.
Should we do a 5K together?
Yeah, you could do that.
Do a 5K in 30 minutes. That's going to be my goal.
You know, I paid for a Tough Mudder one time, and I don't know why I didn't do it. I think I had to work that day or something. I just never was able to do it. But I've always wanted to do that. But even if we don't do like a Tough Mudder, we can always still do a 5K.
I did a 5K one time, and like I walked the whole thing because I was with a friend that didn't really run. So I walked the whole thing, and I don't think I was really running at that point when I did it either. I was like, I'm never gonna run, because I always told myself like, fuck running. There's no fucking way, And then I just was like, I wonder how far I can run one day, and then I just ended up like I got to a point where I could run about 8 miles.
Oh wow, Jesus!
Nice. How much time?
A lot of time.
Wow.
I don't even know what the time was for sure. I wasn't really going for a time. I was just going for.
For me, the reason my goal time's 30 minutes for whatever I'm doing is I just don't want to devote that much fucking time in my day.
Yeah, I did it on like a Saturday morning or something.
I used to do. Oh no, I did a 5K one. So I did like a couple 5Ks, but the one that I did, there was always alcohol involved.
I remember years ago there in Piqua, they had like,
beer.
well, they had like,
They have beer 5Ks in Dayton.
they had
When
one
you stop at
pandemic, they had a beer 5K like that, like you're talking about.
right.
And I was like, what the fuck are these people doing? And it was like, St. Patty's 5K, and they had like different
Do
basically
they have
beer
stations?
Yes.
See, I get the stations, but the one in Dayton, so because there's so many bars so close together, and it's close to the fucking like the school district, like not the fucking school, but like their not Wright State University of Dayton.
Yeah.
And like I took some kids home from that, and they were kids. They were old enough to drink, but they were just like, oh, and I was like, it's early in the morning. Like, it's the way that it starts, like, kind of early, because I was taking them home before noon. And they're like, yeah, well, we partied all night. We didn't go to bed last night. Like, they were up all fucking night and then did the and, like, their 5Ks.
You probably could have done that back then.
Right.
I could do it now, but I would have like 3 days to recover.
I wouldn't have to have 3 days to recover. I just wouldn't want to. There would be no reward to it. I just wouldn't enjoy it, but I would do it just for story purposes. But, like, that would be fun. I would do a beer 5K because they have, I think it's like the places have, I don't know if you're buying a ticket. I really don't know how the beer goes there because I thought they said it was like an all you can drink, but I feel like that's not right. Like a bottomless glass of beer or a bottomless mimosa. But I mean, maybe it's like you're only there for a certain amount of time and maybe you pay for like your time there. Like, I'll give you $20 and here I'm drinking at this bar. Or it's, maybe it's involved in the price of the ticket and you're stopping at like maybe 4 bars and you pay $150 for the ticket and some of that goes to the bars or something. I don't know. I don't know how that works. It's a bar crawl is what it's called.
I say like 3-4 weeks ago, I had a really fucking shitty day at work, and I don't know if I talked about it on here. I was just pissed as hell at goddamn everything. I snuck out early, and I was up there, went to Tailspin, threw back a pint, and I was still pissed like the whole way home. And I was home long enough to grab my workout shit. And I went straight to the gym after that for dinner, and I fucking hit that treadmill, and I was thinking to myself, I drank a hell of a lot of beer, and this is going to be rough, but it was, like an hour difference between, but it was like one of the best feeling and running workouts I've had after chugging a beer.
You know what? I remember, okay, so, like, back when I was a kid, like probably like 19 or 20, and like I remember being at this party in the woods and I was like drinking like Hawaiian punch and vodka. And like my sister was with me and was like,
I remember hearing this story.
yeah, it's like as soon as like I started getting a little drunk, I'm like, let's run, and she's like running with me, and then she was like throwing up in the fucking field. And she's mentioned that here and there throughout the years. Like,
That's so funny.
yeah.
But see, it's funny because you weren't much of a drinker then, to the point where every time you drank, you would throw up pretty much. Like every time I drank with you, you threw up. Or I hear a story of you drinking, you
Dude,
threw
I
up.
didn't drink for 4 years after I drank that first time just because I got so sick.
But I swear, like when you were drinking the Hawaiian Punch with vodka, and you said let's run, I was shocked you didn't throw up.
I didn't, not until the next day.
Well, there you go.
Dude, like that hangover the next day was so fucking bad. Like I was sitting on the floor, like sitting up, but like with my knees up to my chest, like fetal position, but sitting up. And like every time I would slightly move, I would start to feel nauseous. So it's like I was just sitting as still as I possibly could because every time I would move, I thought I was gonna throw up.
I'm so lucky I've had minimal hangovers.
Dude, I have the worst.
And now anymore, I don't have them at all. I don't know if it's just because I drink so much water or if because I drink so much water and I eat like a fat ass all the time, especially when I drink. But like, I don't have them anymore. And I don't have the issue that rarely do I couldn't even tell you the last time I got sick or even felt sick from drinking. And there was a time where I feel like I should have felt sick or thrown up. And that was a time that I swear, like, I basically come down to the point where I said I time traveled because I was drinking. Like I started drinking early in the day. I just had a couple drinks, and what it was Larry had some buddies over there drinking, and they kept offering me some Trulies. I was like, man. And then they offered me some Trulies again. I was like, okay, I'll take like one. I had like maybe 2 of them, and then they were out. But I started drinking like some liquor on top of a fucking seltzer water. And so I had them and I drank those not realizing that they were going to want to go to a fucking bar. And so we went to a bar, had some wings, and I drank I had a couple beers, but like they had, that bar in particular, they had Gamma Bomb. And I didn't really like anything else they had, and I was too snobby to drink like the typical beers, so I was drinking the Gamma Bomb, which it's an IPA. It's a Warpling IPA.
I thought it was Warpling. I was like, I know I've seen that before.
And it's IPAs. They're usually not too much stronger, but I mean IPAs just fuck me up more. And then
what's the name of that place in West Elm?
Sour something.
Sour Mugs.
Okay, I'm just checking time.
So then we were like. Larry said something about getting some beer for on the way home. I was like, no, I don't want a beer for on the way home. He got me 2 honey browns. Those are 24 ounces.
I don't think you told me this whole story, but I remember this part of the story.
We've got, it's a 10-minute drive.
That's fine. We got the 2, I'm shocked that
we don't have to.
West Milton's 10 minutes from here. I thought it would be like 30.
So the GPS said 10 minutes?
Right.
That's crazy.
It's not far.
But
that's why I double checked it because I went to the bathroom and noticed.
Well, because you said that too, that it was like 10 minutes last week. I was like, she's fucking high as fuck. This fucking took me forever to always drive to West Milton, but it must be the area
It just feels like it takes that long.
Well, if you're going from if you're going up to the interstate and back and all that shit, but it's all back roads.
Right. I feel like going from my parents' old house when I would drive to the drive-thru and buy cigarettes, it would take fucking 30 minutes.
No, it probably took maybe 20 at
Jesus.
the most.
That's fucking crazy. And then
Probably more like 15.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're closer to it even. Damn, it's fucked up. But anyway, no, so I had those 2 honey browns after everything I drank. And I literally thought it was like 10 o'clock when I went to bed. And that was the time, like, I thought it was maybe 10 or 12 when I went to bed. And then I got up, I woke up at 5 a.m. and I was wide awake. So I decided to go out driving and do Uber and Lyft. And then I started drinking some water, and that's where I was like, whew, I got a buzz. After one passenger, I was like, I probably should just drop them off and go back home. And then after I dropped them off, I felt fine, so I was like, fuck it, I'll drive for a little bit longer. And I came home, and I just took a short nap, and then Larry came downstairs, and he was talking to me about it. I was like, yeah. I was like, what time did we leave the bar? What time did we go to bed? He's like, you were fucking trashed. Do you remember keep almost falling down? I was like, yeah. I was like, was I standing on a bucket or something? He's like, no, you were just standing. I was like, I thought I was standing on something because I kept like the ceilings in our house are really low. The ones upstairs must have. I literally thought it felt like my face was really close to the ceiling because I was like talking and I kept doing this on the ceiling because I had a broken wrist at that time, and he was like every time I almost fall and I'd grab the ceiling, he'd be like, because he didn't want me to fall and hurt my broken wrist. And apparently I went to bed at like 3 in the morning. And then I got up I was trashed at 3 in the morning, got up 2 hours later, felt fucking sober and great as hell. So I just went out driving people around and shit. I literally, when I got up, I was sober, took a sip, felt a little buzzed. I'm like, no. And then after I got that person off, I was like, I feel sober again. So I'm going to drink some more water, and if I feel fine, I'm just going to go. And I drank more water, and like no buzz whatsoever.
Alcoholic.
No, like I literally, because I get buzzed super easy and super quick, and I know when I'm buzzed, but it was like, I couldn't believe that I just, after 2 hours of sleeping, going to bed, super trashed, I wasn't still trashed when I woke up.
That's crazy.
It was a fucked up,
that is freaking crazy.
And basically I come to the conclusion that like I time traveled, like fucking jump timelines, fucking switched dimensions, and some shit happened, and it was all cool. I'm going with it. I don't even fucking care if it's a real thing.
Got drunk, switched dimensions, slept for 12 hours, fucked 35 dudes, switched back to ours. Time passed differently in the other one.
The obvious solution.
It is. It's exactly what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Not just the alcohol.
Dude, I've been told like, I've been so hungover and so sick from being hungover that I've been told that like I thought I was gonna have to take you to the hospital.
Jesus.
You know, like I don't even drink that much anymore, especially after all these episodes. Like I know I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna stop. There's a buzz right there. And I think it was after that time we went down to the thing and I got all drunk and puked everywhere.
Puked all over yourself?
And it's just like, at this point, I don't care. I'm good. I'm stopping right the fuck here. No. I'm not doing any more. That is to the point where I don't want to feel that way anymore.
Well, you know,
I'm too fucking old to let myself feel hungover and like shit.
Certain of these craft beers are super heavy. And that's the thing, that don't matter how good they are.
Doesn't matter the proof either.
It's right, no, it doesn't. It could be like a proof of a typical beer, and you're like, oh, I could drink 12 regular beers of this. If you drink 12 of those, like, just how heavy it is going to do you different.
All the extra shit they put in it.
Yeah, and that's because, like, Zach was just like, oh, Ron must not be used to that. Ron threw up all over himself. Had to wear one of Zach's shirts home. And
never did give that back to him.
It was right. From the time I puked all over myself.
But, yeah, man, it's, I don't know. I don't like feeling that way anymore, and I'm supposed to go out. A couple of my friends are going to be having their 5-year anniversary this weekend. They invited Francis and me out Friday, and they're like, shots. I'm like, fuck.
I'm not a shot person.
They want to go to, like, Chewy's and shit. I'm going,
I think the worst I ever got drunk and threw up and was so fucking sick from shots is when you were the culprit. More at Lynn's house. I'm like, no.
Like, yeah. I'm thinking.
I know we told that story.
I didn't have
that was the first time you ever drank.
See, I'm sitting here thinking,
no.
I could do like I could do a shot of a good bourbon, just one, and then you know what? I'll be the Desi. They can all go get shots and get fucking wasted.
I hate it when people suggest to do shots.
And it's like I'm good.
Right. If I drink liquor, it's got to be a good liquor, and it's got to be on ice, and I'm typically at home only drinking one glass, or I'm just sipping it. Like, just drinking, like, 2 drinks of it, and that's it.
Maybe that's proper alcoholism speaking, but it's like, all right, guys, we can go do shots. I'll babysit y'all. Well, don't you drink all the time? I do, I do. Ron does. But Ron doesn't want to be actually tanked.
I literally do not drink on the weekends at all, ever, anymore. Because I drink once during the week.
All right, guys. Let's cut this out. We'll do some B-roll footage from over there. That'll make up for the extra time we're missing from this episode.
I think we're close to an hour.
Yeah, we're pretty close to an hour. So
be all right.
Yeah.
I don't have anything else to talk about. I just want to tell my stories.
I liked her stories.
Her stories were good.
Ariana's got to create good stories. If I actually wanted to work for a living, I'd go work where she worked.
God, it's ridiculous.
It's just a poker, so we can have stories.
I don't understand like how we get away with having some of the conversations we have. Like,
because everybody in a factory situation.
Not everybody.
Well, a lot.
But the people that I'm surrounded with for sure.
Right.
If I wanted to work for a living, I mean,
it's the vibration that people like. They feel the vibe.
We're like magnetic towards each other.
Right, like the old prudish people or the young prudish people. Stay the fuck away from you guys.
Somebody put something on Facebook the other day. It said something about like how I don't know, something about like when you're talking to your coworkers, you have to be like good enough, something like good enough to where you're funny, but like also good enough to where you don't get sent to HR. And I'm like, I mean, I don't know. Like me and you have had some pretty. You know, like, I remember what you were like, you know, and then somebody else commented on it, she's like, yeah, at lunchtime, we kind of walk the line. I was like, do we walk the line, or do we, like, drive 100 miles per hour through the line?
Go through so fast, nobody's gonna follow, right?
Like, I said in, like, a cool corporate meeting with all, like, the managery folks last Thursday, and they were going through we're doing this good, we're making this much money, and this. And then we had this poll about what everybody likes and doesn't like about the company. And you know the only thing they said we didn't really like? There's no fun. This company doesn't have fun. I'm like, yeah, we work our asses off. Nobody talks to each other and we go home. And nobody has any real conversations because it's at best about last night's game. Or these surface level conversations of, how's the wife and kids? Cool, I don't actually care.
I feel like different professions have different conversations. Like factory, I've always noticed like a certain ambience about this type of people, which I had been in factory for years. Like that's a kind of like a typical what I do.
That assembly line factory kind of a thing. Everybody works together for a while. It kind of becomes more like a family environment.
It is kind of
a little bit, yeah.
You know,
I like that.
It's a little bit of a family environment. You get a little closer to people than you would like in my situation where I'm in an office and people.
Dude,
I broke this thing. Cool, thanks, bye.
I feel like I want an office gig, but then I like go in the office and I'm like, God, it's fucking boring in here.
Yes. And then you have people, which they're trying to be more professional, but I feel like they're normal humans too. So if you walked in there and opened it up the right way, you would get the perverted office crew going.
Well, what happens
I don't know, maybe like certain types of people are like magnetized to that profession or whatever, but then there's like a couple of them,
right?
You know, the divergent ones, and you're like, oh my God,
I know your secrets. I know. I've met people like that. I'm like,
I know you eat Cheerios out of an asshole.
I love seeing that within people. But like the people that are really so proper, and then they're the fucking vulgarest, dirty ones. But it's like that, kind of like so in the medical profession, but it's very much so, I think like that, like in an ambulance, because it's like you are with someone for a 12 or 24-hour period.
Oh, you're gonna have some fun weird conversations.
Yeah, and it's literally, it is like that, especially if they're your permanent partner. You like when I worked with Kyle, he made up this whole fucking like. He hated nursing homes. He hated everything about him. He was like, if I ran one...
Hey, knock that shit off.
He's like, if I ran one, I would be like... Basically, he would, like, there would be like a certain cat, like, because of the nursing home cat, but the cat would be a special cat. And if it walked into somebody's room, like, you know, a lot of times they say, oh, this is the cat will, you know, the animal will hang out with a person when they're about to pass. He'd be like, we would just assume that person's going to pass. And then they, you know, they would be the chosen one that we would just take them from the room and we would basically cook them into a meat pie.
And they said, like, just throw them in the incinerator?
Just making them into a meat pie and feeding them to the other residents. But then, like, I think that this was actually before Soylent Green, but he was like, we'll throw them in with the residents, because the meat pie thing I think is also a Johnny Depp movie.
Yeah, I know. I have that movie.
It's not just Johnny Depp.
It's Sleepy Hollow.
No,
it's not Sleepy Hollow.
No, it's a fucking like classic freaking play
It's like
thing.
a Broadway thing.
So, but then
I have it.
Les Miserables or something.
No.
So he was saying that he would do that, but then there would be like basically there would be an old people fight off to like who got to eat whatever, and they were just basically fighting to eat the most recent dead resident. And if they did die, he would just like the beds would be on like this platform thing that it would go up like this into the wall, and they would go down the slide they would be like part of the meat pie people, and they would cut, and then the bed would come back down. But he went on and on about that, and he made that up, made it so twisted and fucked up. And then he came to work one day and he was like, my wife says I'm no longer allowed to talk about that at home. And I was like, that's all right. You can talk about it to me because I add to it. And we definitely did have some really fucked up conversations. That's always fun.
Sweeney Todd.
That's what I meant. Yes.
God, that's gonna drive me crazy. I was trying to look for it, and for whatever reason, Wikipedia doesn't always put the filmography on there anymore.
I googled
what the deal is.
I googled play where people are cooked into a pie, and I had to scroll further than I thought.
How many? Why? You.
So okay, I'm sorry, but okay. So Ian sent me this video, or he made me watch this video the other day, and I'll have to show it to you. It's basically, I'll have to show it to you, but it made me realize, like,
how fucked up
what the
people
fuck is wrong with me?
What the fuck is wrong
What's
with you?
wrong with me? Because I laughed at this shit for like 5 minutes, and I'm like, this is so fucking morbid. I am so fucking morbid. No wonder people don't want to hang out with me. No wonder
I feel you. I feel you. Like, I cannot I generally try to let myself out so that way I don't get, like, people in and then be like, I really like them, and then they, like, fucking run away. But at the same time, sometimes I just feel like I have to be that person that's just like, yep, I'm normal until later.
So, yeah, I'm just like, I don't know how he sent this to me.
So many different ways.
In Messenger, maybe. I don't know. But I watched this thing, and I swear to God, I laughed for like 5 minutes, and I could not stop laughing. And like his wife kind of, I mean, she laughed, but she like I could not stop laughing. And then like he showed it to his stepdaughter, and she was like you guys.
She was looking at me like, what the fuck?
I was just like laughing.
Is
so fucking hard.
Aunt Ariana a serial killer?
I mean, no, but
Not yet. That's my favorite word. I love the word yet.
not yet.
Once I was standing in the day room at the Dayton station at Integrity when I worked there with my partner, and some dude just walked.
How'd you get so good at that? You done? Yeah. I don't think I can do anymore. That's cool. Do you mind if I finish myself off really fast? I'm super close. Oh yeah, back yourself up. I'm not even kidding. I mean, that was it.
Oh my god!
Dude, I love it.
Oh my god!
That is awesome.
So basically, like, these guys just got done having sex, and she didn't finish, and wanted to finish herself off, and then
The guy's
he was
just like, oh my god, that was like the best. I can't believe that. And she's like, you might have finished myself off. It's like, nah, that was great. Go ahead and go there.
and then she shoots herself.
Yeah.
Fucking amazing.
And I laughed at that shit for 5 minutes, and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Why can't I just be a normal person? I am not a normal person.
No, if
Can you
somebody
send me
made
that?
that,
Send
I
me
want it
that,
sent to
please.
me too. If
I'll
somebody,
send it
Send it to the group chat.
hell yeah, if somebody made that, then somebody laughed at it.
I know.
I gotta find one. It doesn't compare to that, but it's still pretty funny.
Like, I could not stop laughing
That's
at it.
funny
I don't know.
shit.
Like, I was just like giggling so hard, and then I would stop. And maybe because I may have had like some wine in me at this point too, but I like
Did you
stopped.
think it was that funny? Because he sent
He
it
was
to you.
laughing at it, but he's like, I saved it specifically for you because I thought you would think it was funny. And
But he has the same, like, he wants to share that with you. Obviously, he knew his wife and the fucking stepdaughter wouldn't find it as funny.
well, Jamie, she laughed.
But not as much. So he's like,
But he was like, I thought
That's
you would like
funny
it. And I like could
fuck.
not stop fucking laughing. I'm like, why am I like this?
that's so fucking funny. I like it.
God, I'm so wrong.
On that note,
Yeah.
Yes.
what did you learn today?
What have we
We
learned
are
today?
fucked up. Why are we like us?
Why are we like this?
What have we learned today, guys?
We're all
fucked up.
fucked up.
Yeah, we're all.
We learned-
Ariana had a great week.
Yes.
I mean, it was okay. It wasn't great.
She was
It
chatty
had-
Ariana.
Okay, I had a great week today and last week.
Hell
Actually.
yeah, that's good stuff.
Ariana had a good week.
Podcast release.
She did a good podcast. She
I loved it.
She enjoys the idea of fucking somebody and then it being so good she needs to finish herself off, and so she just.
I mean,
That was good
it's
time
a
together.
possibility. You never know.
I didn't think it would be so bad. I'm so close. You just fucking pushed me over the edge.
You know what?
Brain's, like, hidden in the
I'm so close to suicide. The sex was so horrible. Do you mind
I
if
feel
I
like
finish
that
myself
would be
off?
a really great for a snuff movie.
I feel like that's pretty realistic, but
Right, like, you know.
Man, you've had some bad sex there, babe.
I feel like that would be.
not recently.
Well, you know, I would say, I guess apparently Ron has never had that situation, but you don't know that he's never had that situation. You just only know from his experience. You don't
That
know
I've
from the
never had
girl's
this-
experience.
That I
Ron
never
could
get
have
sex
actually
so
been really, yeah.
that I never get sex so bad that she'd want to commit suicide.
Right.
Dude, I just read somewhere. What the fuck was I reading? It was on Facebook, so who knows if it was true? But it was like 80 something, maybe it was like 70 or 80 or something % of guys orgasm during sex, and like only 29% of girls do.
Right. I could picture
Something
that.
like that.
Well, I've had
And all the guys are like, "What? I get my girl off every time," and they're like, "Bitches, they're faking it."
How about I try every time?
Stop faking it!
I try.
You're ruining it for everybody.
That was always something I thought. I'm like, why would you fake it? Then he's gonna think something
But he's doing good
right.
when he wasn't.
And
Like-
I actually read something the other day, I swear I just read this, and it was like a lot of the reasons why girls fake it is pretty much because they're done and they want him to be done and they want him to like get off faster. I was like,
Maybe.
I've done that before.
I probably have to.
But
Like,
not
just
very
fucking
often.
Hurry up already.
Right, not very often.
I have talked to more women that I've talked to more women and been surprised by the number of, I've never had an orgasm. You're like 35/40. What?
I don't know.
I've never had an orgasm, like,
But neither do
seriously.
I. It's
Like-
like you're either gotta do something or I'm fucking out.
Well, I'm just like, seriously, like, your whole life? I mean, not that I remember. Well, why do you keep fucking? You've got like 3 kids.
Be like, you don't get yourself off.
That Tina bitch was like that. I'm like, why?
Yeah, that's-
Why? What's the fucking point? Well, he likes it. So? Even though I'm like trying to get some there, it's like, why do that to yourself, man? No, do yourself, man.
If you just
Ladies.
enjoy sex, but
Hold on.
have never had an
Ladies.
orgasm,
As a dude, don't fake it, okay? Fucking get yourself off. If the dude's not doing it for you, switch to a chick, switch to a fucking dildo, like the emergency
switch to
dildos.
another dude.
Switch to
Right.
another dude. Something.
someone
Don't.
Have another guy on speed dial so when you're still laying in bed with him, he can teach that motherfucker what he's doing wrong.
Do not fake it. Do not be like, oh, baby, you're the best. You're the best I've ever had, baby. And really, you're just laying there. You're like, this was stupid. I'm sticky. I'm not even horny. I wasn't horny to begin with. I did it because, you know what?
Speed dial.
You're like, I did it because, like, I think I love this
Get
guy.
somebody to show you what really gets the
Something.
job
Let me
done.
invite this guy over and he'll show you what to do.
Right.
Give sit in the corner, fucker.
Right. I guess you're what do they call that?
Cuckold?
Yes, you're becoming a cuck.
You're gonna get cucked.
Right.
Bitch.
And on that note, ladies, shall we do our jingle?
Strobingbuttplug.com.
Like, subscribe, don't
Get
fake
cucked.
orgasms.
Get fucked.
Get fucked. Get cucked. Get fucked. Nope.